Back in December, Bhad Bhabie claimed that there was a period when her and LaVon weren't basically talking and regularly together. She claims that during that period, Alabama Barker slept with her man.
What's good, guys? This week in the never-ending saga between Bhad Bhabie and Alabama Barker, things have reached levels of petty that would make high school drama look mature. Fresh evidence has surfaced that's about to change everything we thought we knew about this beef. Think about how wild this past week has been. We've got moms fighting, Kanye getting involved, and now Bhad Bhabie's dropping receipts that make all the previous drama look like child's play. The way this situation keeps evolving, it's giving soap opera writers new material. The really fascinating part? While everyone thought this beef was dying down, Bhad Bhabie was actually sitting on evidence that exposes exactly how calculated Alabama's moves have been from day one. We're not just talking about random screenshots, we're looking at a whole timeline of deception. Sources close to both parties say what's coming next will make everything we've seen so far look tame in comparison. And trust me, once you hear what's about to be revealed, you'll never look at either of them the same way again. Breaking down this week's development shows exactly how messy this situation's gotten. While Alabama's been trying to play victim and get her dad involved, Bhad Bhabie's been methodically releasing evidence that contradicts everything Alabama claims. Remember those coincidental studio sessions everyone was talking about? Well, Bhad Bhabie just dropped security footage showing Alabama and LaVon planning these meetings weeks in advance. The timestamps don't lie, and they're telling a story nobody was ready for. What's really telling is how this evidence lines up perfectly with Danielle's cancer treatment schedule. While she was focusing on her health, these two were literally plotting in the studio she paid for. The level of disrespect? It's astronomical. Even the studio engineers are coming forward now, sharing stories about how uncomfortable these sessions made them. When professional sound guys who've seen everything are disturbed by your conduct.
So I don't know my mom is a very narcissistic person. And narcissists, they like a crowd. Figuratively and literally, they like a crowd. Because they feel like, well, I can't convince the people who really know me, so I can convince others of whatever narrative I want to play.
That's saying something. The financial receipts Bhad Bhabie released this week expose a whole new level of snake behavior. We're not just talking about LaVon using her money anymore, we're seeing proof that Alabama was actually benefiting from these funds too. Sources say Danielle's got bank statements showing how LaVon was using child support money to fund dates with Alabama's using child support money to fund dates with Alabama. But here's what's really wild. Alabama knew exactly where this money was coming from. Those Instagram stories of them at expensive restaurants. Yeah, that was all funded by Danielle's accounts. Think about how calculated this was while Danielle was paying all the bills. Including Levin's car payments, these two were riding around in vehicles she financed, planning their next moves. The audacity is actually impressive in the worst possible way. Even financial experts who've reviewed the documents are saying this goes beyond typical relationship drama. When accountants are calling your conduct questionable, you might want to rethink your life choices. The way the music industry is reacting to these new revelations tells us everything we need to know. Those record labels that were interested in Alabama, they're suddenly getting very quiet, and for good reason. Sources from major studios say nobody wants to work with someone who'd steal music from their friend while they're going through cancer treatment. The way Alabama tried to pass off Danielle's unreleased tracks as her own, that's not just messy, it's potentially career-ending. What's particularly fascinating is how these industry veterans are viewing the situation. While Alabama thought she was making power moves, she actually gave everyone a masterclass in what not to do in the music business. Those A&R meetings she had lined up, they're mysteriously getting canceled. Even Travis Barker's music connections are starting to distance themselves. When your own father's industry friends won't touch your project, that's when you know you've really messed up. Let's talk about how social media is reacting to all this new evidence. While Alabama's been trying to maintain her image with carefully crafted posts, Bhad Bhabie's receipts are making everyone question everything they've seen.
Before I was famous, I was still not like everyone else. My name was always in someone's mouth. Someone always liked me. Someone always hated me. The girls that wanted to be friends with me in school, to get me to be around them, to get me to say something back to them. I was never just one of these hidden kids. I always stood out.
Those random Instagram stories Alabama posted about studio time. Danielle's got proof showing these were actually recorded in sessions paid for with her money. The way Alabama tried to spin this as her own creative process, pure fiction, and now everyone can see it. Think about the timing of all these posts. Every time Alabama shared something about making music, it perfectly aligned with days Danielle was in treatment. The strategic nature of this, it's giving sociopath vibes. Even social media experts are analyzing how meticulously planned this whole deception was. When professional content creators are impressed by your manipulation tactics, that's not exactly a compliment you want. The battle rap community's take on this week's developments is particularly interesting. While everyone thought this beef was just social media drama, the way Bhad Bhabie's presenting her evidence is giving major battle rap energy. Sources say even URL Smack had to comment on how strategically Danielle's releasing these receipts. She's not just exposing Alabama, she's doing it with the kind of calculated precision that would make veteran battle rappers proud. The way these receipts are dropping is making battle rap legends take notes. What's really fascinating is how this is affecting Chrome 23's reputation. While Alabama thought she was just beefing with Danielle, she accidentally gave the battle rap community a masterclass in how real beef works. Those bars about keeping it real, they hit different when there's actual evidence involved. Even Geechee Gotti had to acknowledge how the situation's elevating the culture. When battle rap's finest are impressed by your proof, that's a different kind of victory. The impact on both girls' business ventures is where this week's revelations get really interesting. While Bhad Bhabie's evidence is actually strengthening her brand, Alabama's watching her opportunities disappear faster than her credibility. Industry insiders say major companies are pulling back from deals with Alabama. Nobody wants to be associated with someone who'd steal from a friend during cancer treatment.
Because what other rap female artists are really on the Billboard?
Right. You recently said that, not that you didn't like Nicki, but you preferred Cardi to Nicki.
Yeah, I love Nicki. It's just like I prefer Cardi more.
Right. What do you think it is about Cardi that you like more than Nicki?
Because it's newer. I grew up listening to Nicki, so it's something new.
The way these brands are distancing themselves, it's like watching a real-time lesson in consequences. Meanwhile, Danielle's handling of this situation is actually attracting new business opportunities. Sources say companies are impressed with how professionally she's presenting her evidence. When your approach to beef actually improves your business relationships, that's how you know you're moving smart. Even the Kardashian-connected brands are getting nervous about working with Alabama. When you lose the support of that empire, your influence is seriously compromised. The family dynamics exposed by this week's evidence are taking this situation to another level. While Barbara's been supporting Danielle with strategic precision, Shanna's attempts to defend Alabama are actually making things worse. Sources say Barbara's got even more proof about how Shanna encouraged this whole situation. We're not just talking about her knowing about Alabama and Levon. We're looking at evidence that she actually helped plan some of their meetups. Think about how deep this deception goes. While one mom was helping her daughter through cancer treatment, the other was apparently coaching her kid on how to steal someone's man. The contrast in parenting approaches? It's telling everyone everything they need to know. Even Travis Barker's reportedly told Shanna to stop commenting on the situation because she's just confirming Danielle's claims. When your ex-husband has to tell you you're making things worse, that's not a good sign. The legal implications of this week's evidence are where things get really serious. Sources say Bhad Bhabie's team isn't just collecting receipts for social media, they're building what could become a legitimate legal case. Think about all the financial evidence that's surfaced. We're not just talking about misused child support money anymore. We're looking at potential fraud, unauthorized use of studio resources, and intellectual property theft.
Me waiting at a restaurant for 2 hours for somebody, and then, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain that story a little more. Go into detail. Why did you have to wait for 2 hours for someone?
I was supposed to meet with someone on my birthday, because when we went out for dinner, and it was, I'm on my way. And it was like, it didn't really ruin my birthday because we ended up going back to my house together, but it was like, I was like waiting 2 hours at the table for you.
The way this could play out in court, it's giving major criminal case vibes. What's particularly interesting is how Alabama's own social media posts might be used against her. Every time she tries defending herself, she accidentally confirms another piece of Danielle's evidence. When your Instagram stories become potential court exhibits, that's a special kind of problem. Even Travis's legal team is reportedly worried about how this could affect their family's business interests. When lawyers start panicking, you know things are getting serious. The music industry's reaction to this week's studio footage is particularly fascinating. While everyone thought Alabama was just working on her own tracks, the evidence shows she was literally trying to steal Danielle's unreleased music. Sources from multiple studios confirm that Alabama and Levon weren't just using Danielle's studio time. They were actually accessing her files, playing her unreleased tracks for producers, and trying to remake them. The level of theft attempted here, it's unprecedented. What's really telling is how these industry professionals are responding. Those same producers who were considering working with Alabama, they're now coming forward with their own stories about how uncomfortable these sessions made them feel. Even established artists are speaking up about how this kind of conduct affects the whole industry. When veterans start using your situation as a cautionary tale, your reputation might be permanently damaged. The way this week's evidence is affecting Alabama's standing with the Kardashians shows another layer to this mess. Sources say Kris Jenner is particularly concerned about how these revelations could impact their family brand. Think about it. They've spent years crafting this image of family loyalty and business success. Now they've got a step-family member exposed for stealing from someone during cancer treatment. The way this contradicts their brand values. It's making Kris lose sleep. What's really fascinating is how Kim's handling this situation. She's reportedly told Kourtney that Alabama's actions could affect all their business relationships. When the queen of strategic image management is worried, that's serious. Even Kylie, who usually stays out of family drama, had to address how this could affect their beauty empire. When your stepniece's actions threaten billion-dollar businesses, that's a different level of family problem. The impact on Travis Barker's career is showing just how far these ripples are spreading. Sources say major artists are hesitating to work with him, worried about how Alabama's conduct might affect their own brands. Think about his position. He's watching his daughter's actions potentially damage decades of industry relationships. Those collaborations he had lined up, they're being put on hold while labels assess the situation.
Music has always been an escape for me, so it's what I love to do, so it always feels good.
Tell me about this song and where this song came from and you and why this song was important to put out. And it feels bigger, it feels special.
Well, the sample is from a song that my mom used to listen to when she was a kid, so I thought it was a really cool beat to go with. And then the lyrics were just made to just, have fun. That's all it's about, is having fun.
The way this is affecting his professional life. It's making his divorce drama look tame. The canceled studio sessions list will make every musician nervous. What's particularly interesting is how this is affecting his relationship with the Kardashians. He's caught between defending his daughter and maintaining peace with his new family. When your kids' actions threaten your marriage, that's some serious pressure. Even Machine Gun Kelly, who's usually ride or die for Travis, is reportedly keeping his distance. When your closest industry friends start backing away, you know the situation's bad. The way social media platforms are handling this evidence shows how serious these allegations are. While Alabama's posts keep mysteriously disappearing, Bhad Bhabie's proof is being preserved by platform admins for potential legal reasons. Sources from major social networks say they're treating this situation differently because of the financial implications involved. We're not just talking about typical influencer drama, we're looking at documented evidence of potential crimes being committed. What's really fascinating is how these platforms are creating new policies because of this beef. They're actually developing guidelines about how to handle evidence of financial misconduct shared through their sites. When your drama creates new social media rules, that's unprecedented. Even TikTok's legal team is reportedly studying how this situation could affect their user policies. When Chinese tech companies are interested in your American teenage drama, you know it's reached another level. The final piece of this week's developments shows exactly how this situation is going to affect everyone's future in the industry. While Bhad Bhabie's evidence is actually strengthening her position, Alabama's watching her entire future crumble in real time. Think about the long-term implications. We're not just talking about current deals being canceled, we're looking at potential blacklisting from major industry players. The way companies are responding to these revelations, it's setting precedents for how the industry handles similar situations. But here's what's really fascinating. While everyone's focused on the immediate drama, bigger shifts are happening behind the scenes. From new social media policies to legal precedents, from brand partnership guidelines to family business protections, this situation is changing how the entire industry operates. The impact on future collaborations is already showing. Artists are implementing stricter controls over their studio sessions, labels are developing new verification processes, and management teams are being more careful about who they let their clients work with. When teenage beef leads to industry-wide policy changes, that's something nobody saw coming. Even the way influencers promote their work is changing. Those mysterious studio session posts, they're becoming a thing of the past as everyone realizes how easily things can be manipulated. The era of casual collaboration might be giving way to more protected creative spaces. As this situation continues to unfold, one thing's becoming crystal clear: sometimes the biggest threat to your career isn't your enemies, but your own actions. While Bhad Bhabie's evidence might seem excessive, at least it's legitimate. Alabama's attempts to defend herself, they're giving everyone a masterclass in what not to do when you're caught being shady.